This is the only corner in my room where I can get the least light at 6 a.m. Beautiful souls, you are the one. Yes, you are the one responsible for everything that is going wrong in your life and for everything that is going right in your life. Please take my word for that. So dance to the white dragon here. I have to share this now because I am feeling so nervous, anxious. I'm not even sure if there's any excitement there. It's probably covered down. Gearing up as I prepare for UPW with Tony Robbins. Listen, that's 10 hours a day from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And so all my major false belief of not being enough is front and center. Can I do this? Am I going to make it? So all of the other shit that is happening in my life is being blown out of proportion, because you can only take care of what you control. Anything else that is not in your control, you have to decide, what can I do about it? You have to step back, think, observe, and if there is something you can do about it, take action. If you can't do anything about it, you still take action, you draw the line, you speak your mind, you speak your truth, and you cut it off. That's how I operate. The only thing is, because of some shit that's happening here, there's a tattooed guy upstairs who hacked my phone. He destroyed the internet and the Android TV that's in here. He hacked it. And innocent me was totally unaware of this, except when the television began turning on by itself at night, etc. Now, being someone who was in the IT field, a lot of the old knowledge came back, so I had to go in and spend a lot of hours learning this thing. I didn't know that Android TVs, let's call them Android TV, anything that's connected to the internet, was so vulnerable. Because I had an internet TV in Switzerland long before they became popular, long before they became so well known. It was already available in Europe, and there was no one fucking with your stuff. So I did what I needed to do, but I didn't notice one loophole, because after hours of double checking on the internet, and I'm saying all this for a reason, I forgot one thing. I didn't check one thing, and that's how he was able to go in and use his laptop to disconnect the Ethernet. So now I have no internet TV. Okay, I reported all of this shit. There's nothing else I can do. Petty things when you are fucked in the head really is not my thing. I didn't even get angry. It was just frustration, and then I had to let it go. But then when he hacked my phone, that was something totally different. And I just really, I had to, exactly, see that pause? I had to do that. So then I got internet security for my phone. You all know what I mean. Security for my phone. I've never had to do it before. Well, we all know, and I knew for years now, anybody could hack your phone once you're using a Wi-Fi service, etc. once you're not home and you're somewhere else, once it's not protected. So once someone has the means, and I'm going through this for a reason, people, listen up. Once someone has the means and they have the mindset to fuck with you or fuck you up for whatever reason they have in their tiny minds, you do have to find ways to protect yourself. So I did that. So that really just added to my anxiety approaching UPW. And my limiting belief of not feeling good enough, this is where I'm going, that just added to it. Until I decided, after listening to my virtual teacher, Master Co, I decided, something? And he had a talk about that. My guides told me the same thing, used his exact words 2 days ago. So it's been ramping up. This is trivial stuff. Leave that trivial stuff and move on. What did Master Co say yesterday? This is trivial stuff. If there is something that you can do about it, I'm always the type to cut your fucking legs off at the knees. Really, that's it. But once it's trivial stuff, because these things come from small, insecure people, that is when you really have to let it go. So I went into meditation and I released all of those thought forms from my field. I cleaned my room because I had to get rid of the thought forms as well and the negativity, etc. And I cleaned it with spiritual light. So we're good to go. I'm good to go. And this is where I am going, beautiful souls. You, and nobody but you are responsible for everything that is happening in your life. It really doesn't matter what anyone says. It doesn't matter what anyone does. The only thing that matters is one, you notice, can you do something about it? You take action. The only action I could take is to report it. I mean, this motherfucker has done some other stuff that he's going to get his. This is guaranteed. He's going to get his, right? Sooner rather than later. However, you have to decide to draw the line, say no more, and go about your business when you have done what you could. You also, and this is most important, you gotta send compassion to these people because they need it more than you do, or probably anyone else in your life who is trying to mess with you or who is messing with you. You have to send them love. You have to send them compassion, because what happens is when you do not and you stay angry, it's easy for us to stay angry. I'm perspiring. When you do not and you become angry like them because they are angry, unhappy people, you encourage it with your energy, because then it's like two people fighting even when it's not verbally. I went through this for a year with my mother's grandson. I refused to own him by using that pronoun my to call him anything else. You have to let it go. You take action, you speak your truth, and then you have to say, listen, okay, that's it. I cut you off, I'm ignoring you. You are no longer part of my life, or fuck you, that's it. You cut them off. That is externally. But internally, you send them love. You love them. You every night when you go into meditation or you pray, you send them heartfelt, heartful love. When people hurt you, this is what you do. You take action, number one, to stop it, If you cannot stop it, you speak your truth, you take the action that's needed. You take the action that's needed, and then you let them go emotionally, and you let it go, and you draw the line externally. So say for instance, and this is a perfect one Master Co used. Say for instance, you discover you're the boss, okay, or whatever. It was reported to you. That's my goal. You see that piece of white paper in the back there? That's my goal, that I look at every day to remind myself of what I'm aiming for. So say for instance, you discover that someone is doing something dishonest in your company, okay? Or someone is messing with the books. You call that person in, you find out what the facts are. They are either fired, or you take them to court, or whatever it is. You've taken action, and now you let it go. You let things take their course. Number one, because there is such a thing as karma. It really does exist. You don't have to believe it. I can attest to that. I can attest to that. There is such a thing called karma. Never, never, ever try to get back at somebody because of what they did to you. Never, never, ever do it. Whether it was wrong or right, whether you were the innocent party, never, ever, ever try to get back at someone by doing something similar, because it's going to bounce on you. It's going to hit you 10 times worse. It's karma. Let the bitches feel the karma for themselves. You take action, you draw the line, you cut them off, but in your heart, don't be hate. Don't be hate. You send these motherfuckers all the love that they don't have for themselves, and you love them to bits. You send them compassion that they do not have for themselves, and you love them more than they love themselves or than anyone else could. Why? This love is not coming from you. That's how easy it is. It is coming from the universe, because everyone is divine. Everyone is being moved by their soul. And when people do mean things, it means one thing only. Their soul is not yet evolved. You heard that? Their soul is not yet evolved. And this is why they do fuck up shit. That's it. If you cannot get that far by believing what I just said, which is fact, no arguments, huh? No need for me to try to persuade you. It's what I know to be true. You don't have to believe me. You do the work. The bottom line is, in all of what I just said, when people do mean things to you, which means they are very small, they are like maybe an inch tall, you speak your truth. If there's something you can do about it, whether it's to report it or whatever, and you cut them off, you walk away, or if you want to try to help them, you do. In my case, I ain't even going there. That person needs a psychiatrist, and they need long-term treatment. In addition to which, my guides and my dragon king, you know what they told me? It's partly the ink in those tattoos are partly responsible for why he's acting the way he's acting. That's what they said. I know partly about some of this stuff, but I'm going to take what they said as their wisdom. There's nothing I can do about the situation, so I cut it off. I do my meditation to clear my energy field, and I send love and compassion. This is what you need to do. Nobody is ever doing anything to you. You are doing it to yourself. by getting into the other person's shit. Don't do that. I went on a bit long this morning, but this needed to be explained. Ciao.